Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tas, Hari Om Tas, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru. Shuddho buddho vimuktaha Shruti shikharagiram mukhyata atparya bhumi Yasmad jatam samastam Jagadigdam amrtat vyapya sarvam sthido yaha Yasyam sham shavataraihi Suranara vanajairakshitam sarvametad Tam bhumanam mukundam Hridigatamamalam Krishnameva prapadye Tam bhumanam mukundam Hridigatamamalam Krishnameva prapadye Madhya hridayakashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu satatam samyak Swahatmananda Prabodhakaha Harihi, Hari, Hari Om Tas Jaya Guru. As usual, we shall recite 3 times the auspicious monosyllable Omkara, which has the spiritual power to give health and strength to your heart as well as increase its longevity. Its effect on the pituitary gland and other allied systems dealing with knowledge and brain, that is what we were interested in right from the beginning. It is the modern cardiologists who feel that the Omkara has also a power to increase the longevity and health of the heart. So far as we are concerned, we are doing it as an austerity measure with a view to bring about an integrational effect in the whole personality. What is this integration? Our senses should be integrated with the mind. The mind should be integrated with the rational intelligence. The intelligence should be equally integrated with the spiritual, immortal presence you call the I. When the whole personality is thus integrated, then you will find the human becomes the best capable of living, acting, interacting in the most effective, sublime and creative manner. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and the heart and join me. We shall recite the verse from the 2nd chapter. All of you must be knowing it by heart now. कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
पृच्छामि त्वाम् धर्मसम्मूढचेता
धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यात्
निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. We are discussing the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This is where Krishna commences to make some personal promises and assurances. Bhagavad Gita's one important characteristic is that it makes personal promises, assurances, confirmations. Many people are taking refuge under these assurances. Perhaps for them, that is the only valid and highly beneficial part of Bhagavad Gita. Do this and I shall look after you. Do this and this will happen to you. Don't worry. The world will balance itself in spite of whatever you do or do not do. So this is something very interesting and very necessary. So far as the psycho-intellectual levels of human beings are concerned, these assurances go a long way in making their life somewhat settled, assured, confident and hopeful. We are passing through one such important reference. It is not easy to understand it, but many people quote the verses that I am going to explain in a very enthusiastic manner, expressing their hope and confidence in the course of the world. See, suddenly we have had a very huge earthquake in Turkey. It appears that the quake effect was something like 19 kilometers or miles deep. Whenever such accidents take place, people generally feel very much afraid. That is the time they think of God. But do you know that, so far as India is concerned, we have about 7,500 kilometers, if my memory is right, of sea coast. With such a huge sea coast that we have, don't you think that our land will be subject to the vagaries or the needs of the earth? What all things are going on the earth? It has to balance itself. I was told by some reliable source that Jakarta in another few years will be 30 feet or so underwater. Why this prediction? Because underground water is being extracted. There is water shortage there. Though it's all full of islands, there is water shortage. And then they are extracting water from very deep levels, where either the water was originally there or it got collected in thousands of years. So when they are extracting that water, what are you going to fill it with? Those gaps. So the earth will have to sink. That will go down. Now this is something man-made. What about various matters? After all, it is a mass. Earth is a mass. It is spinning. and also revolving around the sun. And so many other satellites and planets are also revolving. Can you think of balancing these things? Just imagine. When Bakranangal Dam was made in Punjab, I have not brought the measurements. It's a very huge collection of water in the catchment area. So when, by virtue of human efforts, such a huge catchment area was formed, and the rainwater started collecting, and it became full, there was an earthquake in order to balance that weight. So if you want to live on this earth, you have to understand what are the possibilities, what are the potentials, what are the hazards, etc. Try to understand them and live in harmony with them. Are not people in Japan living with their volcanoes, volcanic eruptions? So we must learn to live with them. Don't say that this is too much, this is too much, this is too much. Suppose it is too much, the outcome will naturally be there. A huge earthquake means a huge number of losses. Losses will be very huge. What is there to be surprised about it? We can feel sorry. After all, we don't want any kind of a hazards to anybody's life. When hazards befall, we cannot be laughing over it. But every time, sufficient efforts should be made to remedy and redress the effects of whatever calamity or hazard takes place. People should rush in with help. They should not get away. Rush in. This is the social responsibility of all individuals, all families, all societal sections, countries, nations, and the world. What for is our human intelligence? To understand matters, plan things if necessary, and thereby execute the plan with all the sincerity that we can. So in such a context you will find, for spiritually inclined people, for lovers of God, devotees of God, these assurances are of immense value. We are going to discuss one such advice, one such assurance, perhaps the first that Sri Krishna has given. Where from did we begin? Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan avyayam vivaswan manave praha manurikshva agave bravid evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduh sakale neha mahata yogo nashtaf parantapa saevayam mayatedya yogah proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hedaduttamam. I am not telling you something new, Arjuna. I am reinstituting this wonderful knowledge which was there right from the ancient days, right from Vivaswan, sun. And Krishna said that I was the person who instructed it. I. Tell me how many eyes are there in the world? Everybody says I, and all the eyes are the same. Similarly, the eyes which our forefathers had referred to, they were also the same. So the eye in anyone who was born incalculable length of time earlier, that eye and the eye which you are saying is the same, just like the eye a child says and an old man says, both of them are the same. So whoever has instructed it, it was I myself. It is the spirit that animates the body, activates the body. Just like you have matter and energy in the world, we have Panchabhutas, earth, water, air, fire, and space. All these Panchabhutas are nothing but matter and energy. Whatever is formed of these, they are also matter and energy. Besides matter and energy, there is only one factor or one constituent. I cannot call it a constituent, actually speaking. What is that? What is that? It is the presence inside your body which makes the body animate, which animates the senses and make all of them functional. So altogether in the whole creation there are only three factors. One is matter, another is energy, the third is the inner presence. It is this presence that you refer to as the I. The same I, anybody born any time in the world earlier, he also said the same I. The I remains the same in you, changeless. In fact, this is the only changeless presence in the whole creation. Matter is converting itself. They are interconvertible matter and energy. So the only changeless presence is this inner presence within your body. And that changelessness is indicated by the I. Search the whole creation. You will never find anything changeless, either within matter or within energy. The only changeless presence is what you have within your body. Something more. This changeless presence within your body, it is accessible only in a living human body by oneself. I don't know whether my sentences will make meaning to you and stick to your imagination. Everything outside our senses can perceive. But our senses cannot perceive something within our own body. So the entire universe is visible before the senses, perceptible before the senses. The only area which is imperceptible to the senses is within one's own body, one's own body. Nevertheless, you know that something is there. You know you have a mind. It is not visible to the senses. You know that you have thoughts, feelings, emotions, knowledge, reason, memory. What are these? Are they products of matter and energy? Certainly not. They are only products, if at all, of the inner presence. That inner presence is not merely inner in your body, it is inward to all the Panchabhutas. That is how Krishna says, I instructed this knowledge first to Vivaswan. In that I level there is no difference. All differences are outside it or besides it. So he says, this knowledge was lost, and that lost knowledge I am reinstituting in you. Krishna was speaking in the way of continuing his discourse and completing it. Suddenly Arjuna picks up a question. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvataha, kathamedad vijaniyam tvamadau proktavanidhi. Krishna, what are you saying? Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvataha. Vivaswan was far earlier to you. And Krishna, you are far later than him. Then how is it that you tell me that you spoke it to Vivaswan? See, this is how the dialogue extended. Arjuna is facing another crisis in the dialogue here. He is not able to understand what Krishna said. But Krishna had already told him what? In the 12th verse of the 2nd chapter, he had already mentioned, Natvevaham jadunasam, natvam neme janadhipaha, na chaiva na bhavishyamah sarve vayamatav param. Don't think that I was born of Devaki. Devaki gave birth only to my body. Body. The entire delivery was a biological process. All our parents are biological parents. Parents of the body. But we are not the body. We only have the body. Have the body. That we have the body, who tells you? The body doesn't say. The body is full of matter, senses also. They have no potential to cause any experience or knowledge. Then how do you know that you have a body? Body cannot tell you that. That is where the inner presence, the mind comes. The mind gives you the idea that I have a body. So the body is actually a notional factor. That is why, as I have said earlier also, you are aware of the body only for 16 wakeful hours of your day. For 8 hours following the 16 hours, you are not aware of the body, mind, intelligence, ego, and even the world. Nothing you are aware of. But you are not dying. You are still there, safely in sleep, to get up again. So is the body a fact? Or is it a notion? So this question is very important. Kathametad vijaniyam tvamadav proktavanidhi. Krishna had already said, Natvevaham jadunasam. There was no time when I was not. There was no time when you were not, Arjuna. Bhishma, Drona and the others were not. There is not going to be a time when we shall not be. When the body falls, everybody feels that the I has gone. It was not born at all. Body alone was born. And body alone dies. If this is the truth, what happens to the I? It never gets born. It never dies. So it remains birth-free and death-free. Are you able to think, using your intelligence, such a supreme presence as within you, in your own body within? It's a great challenge to the intelligence. You should know very clearly what the term I represents or denotes. So he has already mentioned that, Arjuna, there was no time I was not. You also were not. These great people also were not. And we shall never be not be. This is the insight he presented first. When he takes that insight, this question will not arise. But Arjuna is not able to remember the advice properly and he is in crisis. Then Sri Krishna says in his own typical manner, this is verse number 5. Bahuni me vyatidani janmani tapacharjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetha parandapa. All of you recite. Bahuni me vyatidani
Bahuni me vyatitani
janmani tavacha Arjuna
Janmani tavacha Arjuna
Bahuni me vyatitani
Bahuni me vyatitani
janmani tavacha Arjuna
Janmani tavacha Arjuna
Tanyaham veda sarvani
तान्यहं वेद सर्वाणि
न त्वं वेत्थ परन्तप
न त्वं वेत्थ परन्तप
तान्यहं वेद सर्वाणि
तान्यहं वेद सर्वाणि
न त्वं वेत्थ परन्तप
न त्वं वेत्थ परन्तप.
See, these are slokas which are interpreted in an ordinary manner. And people are satisfied. They will hear because they admire, they appreciate. They don't question or try to understand it in a deeper manner. So the normal meaning of this verse is Bahuni me vyaditani janmani. Arjuna, don't think that this is the only janma, birth that you have. This is the only birth. When Devaki gave birth to a body, Krishna was born. And that Krishna alone is. This is the feeling that people have. They refer to the body and then feel that that body is the self, the I. But it is not so. The I is different from the body, and so far as that I is concerned, it is the same in everyone. The I in Vivaswan, the I in Sri Rama, the I in Dasaratha, the I in Sri Krishna, everybody's I is the same. It is the same now in all. In the same manner, it was the same in all earlier also. So if you take that I as getting born, how many births it has had? You tell me. People saying I, many people have been born. They have dropped their bodies also. So the I does not have one body, it has many, many bodies. As it has many bodies now at this stage, it had many bodies earlier also. It is just like an ocean having a number of waves. When did the waviness started? And how many waves were evolved? And how many has submerged? All are from the same sea. In terms of water, was there any increase or decrease? No. Seemingly, you start standing on the shore with a notebook and start counting the number of waves that come. After some time, how many you will find? Show me where are they. You will say they came and submerged. Hey, what is this? If something is born and you refer to is there, it should continue to be there. So any wave, did it ever have a separate existence from the sea? And so far as sea, as water is concerned, was there any birth of anything, any time? Was wave a birth from the sea? It was only an elevation of water on the surface. Where was any change there? Can you refer to a distinct wave? So, it is more so with regard to the body and the soul. Bahuni me vyaditani janmani tavaja Arjuna. A number of births have taken place already for me, for you also, Arjuna. Because of your ignorance and delusion, you don't know, but I know about it. I can say from here standing that I, as Vivaswan, instructed to Vivaswan. And Vivaswan instructed, like that it came down. I can say that. Because I know the soul and I am able to think in terms of the soul. But you can only think in terms of the body and start crying that song. Tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetha parantava. You are not able to know. What Krishna says, who was Krishna? A child born of Devaki and bred by Yashoda. He grew up like any other boys, played with all of them. He was a human being. But he had a very good intelligence and he had learned our Shastras also. And he could present them in a very beautiful, original manner with his own specific orientation and elegance. Now, whatever Krishna says is true of the human. Krishna had a Panchabhautik body. Every one of us has it, and all the people who were born on this earth, everyone had the same Panchabhautik body. In the same manner, Krishna had the same soul which all of us have. So whatever he says is true of himself as well as the rest. He knows, but the others do not know. All of you are here listening to me. You know that you have your body. In the same manner, why don't you say, I know my eye also? Where is this blindness in you suddenly coming? You are saying I. So should you not know what that I is? You are referring to a mind. It is within your body. Should you not say what that mind is? If you can see your body and understand it, you must equally have a look at your mind and understand the mind substance. How many thoughts are arising? How many are disappearing? Should you not know how they arise, how they disappear, what is the source, what is the terminus? You spend no time looking at them. At the same time, you want to master the world. What nonsense is this? Our whole body is matter and hence inert. They have no power to function except when animated by the mind. So that body animating mind, why is it that you are not caring to know it, understand it? How can you be successful or effective in this world? Tanyaham veda sarvani, natvam vetha parantapa. All the births taking place in this world, I know very clearly. It is all of the same I, of the same inner presence. But you don't know. Ajo visan avyayatma bhutanam ishvaro visan prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavamya atmamayaya. The unique greatness of India, distinction of India is that there are people who have conducted this inner examination and they have realized what is the inner presence in the body, and with the strength and identity of the realization, they start speaking in a totally different language. By the I, they will never mean the body. By the I, they will mean the subject presence which animates the body, which remains as the witness of everything. The entire world is the witnessed. Our body is witnessed by us. I am looking at the wall. The wall is seen by my eyes. The same eyes are looking at my hand and I see them. If the wall is an object, my hand also is an object. My body is an object. I only see the wall. Similarly, I only see my body. The seer eye is different from the seen wall and the seen body. This is the vision that we must gain. But nobody gains it. Krishna had gained it. That is why he was able to instruct Arjuna when Arjuna was in acute distress. So he says, understanding the potential and magnitude of the I, the inner presence, the supreme consciousness. Ajobisan avyayatma bhutanam ishvarobisan prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. I had mentioned to you several times earlier that the inner presence, namely the pure consciousness, where there is no other word which I can use. You may wonder as to what is consciousness. I am not speaking about the consciousness the doctors refer to with regard to the body and the body's aliveness. I am not referring to that. I am referring to the consciousness. What is the consciousness? I cannot describe it at all. Because the entire creation around us is matter and energy. All our vocabulary are derived from matter and energy. Now this is something different from matter and different from energy. That is why we refer to it as a spiritual presence. That spiritual presence, how can I describe it in the language taken from matter and energy? So I will give you a definition. What is the definition? I have to use the vocabulary that we all have uniformly. What is that? What is that? Oh. You know, to cognize, to be conscious of. Consciousness is that which makes you conscious of other things as well as consciousness is that presence, that factor which makes one conscious of other things as well as oneself. Stand in pitch darkness. Lift your hands so that they don't touch your thighs. Even in that pitch darkness, you know that you are, I am. I am. I am. Now, what is that factor which makes you say this, I am? There is some presence. That presence tells you, I am. And then you open your eyes, put on the light, it will make you see all other objects also. Sunlight illumines the entire objects on the surface of the earth. And to see sunlight, you don't require another illumination. Similarly, the eye is self-luminous. It makes you conscious of other presences as well as itself. This is the description of the eye. Ajobisan avyayatma bhutanam ishwarobisan prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavamya atma mayaya. It is this eye that produces the sleep state, dream state, and also the wakeful state. What are the powers of this inner supreme presence? It can create anything, uncreate anything, and create any change, whatever changes are necessary in the created. These are the three powers it has. So he says, though I am unborn, imperishable, I am the Lord of the entire material creation. I have got the power to lord over my own prakriti and bring about beings, specially when necessary. The customary and conventional creation are going on. What are they? In a human family, humans will be born. And they will be just ordinary people, minor degrees of change in them. This is normally going on. But when necessary, a different distinguished birth also is possible. It is these people whom we call great and sometimes godly also. When they do something spiritual or religious or yogic, they are called divine persons. Otherwise, they are not called such. You will call them a scientist, a great inventor, and all that. But all people are born of the mothers. They are born as children. But they have special qualities and excellences. Pragritim swam adhishtaya sambhavamya atmamayaya. In bringing about such special births, there is no special effort for the Supreme Presence. It can just cause it. The world consists of ample variety everywhere. In the variety, there is a place for everything. And you will find there is a place for a wonderful thing also. Now we have so many waterfalls, and Niagara seems to be the best of all. What is there after all? Rain is falling on mountains, and the mountain has different types of terrains. It so happened in a particular spot, waterfall became huge. It's a very natural process. You call it a wonder of the world because of the rarity. So everywhere where there is variety, there will be a place for distinctions also. So he says, Pragritim swam adhishtaya sambhavamya atmamayaya. So these special incarnations, special births, etc., are not anything unusual. The one feature in India, I don't know, I shall explain it, whether you will follow it and be with me, I cannot say. Every one of us says I, but by the word I, you refer to your body. But the people who are enlightened, they understand, I am not at all the body. I have a body. That body itself is cognized by the mind. And the mind is cognized by the intelligence. Intelligence is cognized by the ego. And the ego is still cognized by the I. I am that I. That consciousness continues in them. They will say, this body, this body, this body, my body, my mind, my intelligence, my ego. What is mine cannot be the I. The I is a nominative case and mine is the possessive case. By the possessive case, you always refer to something different from you. So the knowledgeable people, spiritually illumined people, they always refer to the real I in them. Feeling his identity with that I, he says, Sambhavamya Atmamayaya. By virtue of my own intrinsic power, I sometimes lord over the conventional creation and become born as something very unusual and special. So don't think that only conventional things will be there always in this world. Exceptional things also can be there. Sometimes we find in the social media, I saw a boy, whatever mathematical calculations you present before him, before the computer gives the answer, he gives. 333, when multiplied by 314, how much it is? Sometimes the boy used to move his lips and he gives the answer. Tell me, how is it? That is also done by the brain. How did he have such a brain? Nobody has done anything, but such a brain is there. So these special births in various fields and branches of life are quite a usual occurrence. They happen rarely, but periodically. Krishna speaks about it, taking his stand on the I. It is the one sea that produces many waves. All waves are of the same sea. So if you ask the sea, how many waves have you produced earlier? Numberless. It started from even before Krita Yuga. In the same manner, Krishna has his identity with that I, and from that position he speaks. This is characteristic of our cultural greatness. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. This is a verse quoted by many people, and they have taken it as an assurance from Krishna and speak greatly about it, finding a lot of relief and comfort. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Did I make the people recite Ajovisan? Oh, so chant verse number 4-6. Ajovisan avyayatma
अजोऽपि सन्नव्ययात्मा
bhutanamishvaropi san
भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन्
prakritim swamadhisthaya
प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय
sambhavamyatmamayaya.
सम्भवाम्यात्ममायया.
Maya is a word denoting the inscrutable power of the Supreme Reality, the inner presence, Brahman. So using the inscrutable power I have, I can do anything that I want. I can bring about very unique births and instances necessary to solve a problem or a crisis. Now he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata. In the human world, we have got something called dharma. What is the meaning of dharma? It's very difficult to define it. Dharma is not religion. One word that I can think of is the ethics of human life. Ethics. You cannot call it religion. There is something called righteousness and propriety. Suppose you speak the appropriate manner of speaking. In any terms of character, elements of character, behavior or interaction, there is something called the ethical refinement. That ethics or the laws of ethics, this is called dharma. When the ethics of the people decline seriously and nobody is able to trust another, there is confusion, chaos. See, in a family, children respect the parents. Parents love the children. There is a bond between the husband and wife, father and mother, brothers, sisters, etc. Suppose there comes a time when this ethical sense which holds people, give them restraint, etc., that suddenly cracks. You cannot imagine the chaos that will be resulting. The entire Roman civilization perished not because of any economic crisis, because of ethical crisis, value decline. People have no respect for it. They don't understand it. Suppose the atmosphere of the air, Earth's atmosphere, it becomes intolerant for us. What will happen? Suppose we start spoiling the atmosphere beyond measure. Do you think we will be able to survive here? What about global warming now? And this warming is produced by human being. The area covered by the sea is much more. And there is a huge population in the sea. There is no imbalance there. All of them are carrying on well. Only we are spoiling the sea. How much of plastic is floating in the Pacific Ocean or so? 360 kilometers or miles, square kilometers are there. Our plastic. Just imagine. There are huge trees under the sea. All the trees come from the bottom of the sea and they come to the top. They are not thick, that's all, but very tall. How many animals are there? All of them are surviving. They are not spoiling. But we spoil where human beings are there. Our intelligence is supposed to harm, or it is supposed to keep everything peaceful in a benign manner. So, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Wherever human beings are there, the decline in their ethics is possible, does take place. So when there is a decline of values in this world, the value decline becomes so much that you are not able to manage it. What will happen? Humanity is not surviving upon the earth because we want to survive. Humanity came upon the earth not at our wish and will. Just like all the other aspects of creation are there, the human beings also have come in. Who made it possible and who wanted it? You can say nature or God or providence. That providence has given the human beings two special items, two special powers. One is the power of thinking, another is the power of sharing, articulating and sharing. With these two potentials, should we not become an ornament to the world, or should we become a source of destruction and chaos to the world? When the chaotic situation grows because of indiscipline and decline in values, which no administration is able to handle and cure. I don't know whether what I say is correct and you understand it. Are you with me? See, we are expected to behave with a certain decorum, restraint, values, etc. When these are totally out of control, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. What is dharma? The power that sustains human life. When the power that sustains human life itself collapses, abhyudhanam adharmasya, and the indiscipline and decline of values, they grow. Then tada atmanam srijamya. Then I happen to be born in a very special manner with additional powers so that I can influence the multitude. You know how many people Krishna killed during his lifetime? He did not kill the ordinary citizens. All the people whose death he instrumented in one way or the other, all of them were fighters. The ideal of every fighter is to go to the battlefront, fight, kill the opponent, and get killed and fall in the battlefield. This is what they aim at. Their ambition, adventure is this. He has met only those people, mind you. It's not civilian bombing. So whenever a decline of dharma takes place and an upsurge of adharma takes place, and the situation cannot be controlled by people in power, people in position, existing arrangement, administration, etc., then suddenly I evolve a new birth, a new situation, a new process, a new procedure, something altogether new. Why do I do so? I do so paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I do this because I want humanity to survive. Humanity is not, say, you parents may claim children are ours. I will say, neither you the parents nor the children are yours. Everything belongs to nature or the nature's Lord. It is His decision whether the humanity will survive or perish. If He wants the humanity to survive, a chaos has been created which the human society is not able to resolve by itself. Then naturally He will evolve a super method, and that through super method He will ensure a beneficial result. That is what He says here. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to protect the righteous and destroy the wicked, and to establish cohesion and ethics in life, I get born again and again. Did we chant verse number 7? So these two verses we shall chant. They are a lot of promise. Yada yada hi dharmasya
Yada yada hi dharmasya
Glanirbhavati bharata
Glanirbhavati bharata
Abhyuthanam adharmasya
Abhyuthanam adharmasya
Tadatmanam srijamyaham
Tadatmanam srijamyaham.
Krishna has said it. Instantly the ordinary reader and hearer will say, this is what Krishna has said and he will do. I am asking you, is Krishna alive now? More than 5,000 years back, he has died, he has gone. So which Krishna is available to do this? So is it something that Krishna will personally in the Krishna body will do? Not at all. He is referring to a law that is at work. He is describing and explaining the potential that nature, the various laws in force have within themselves. And by a process, it will automatically get worked out. Not that Krishna, Devaki born Krishna, is going to do it. He has already gone. He is not available. But he is speaking a truth, a fact. Paritranaya sadhunam
Paritranaya sadhunam
Vinashaya cha dushkritam
Vinashaya cha dushkritam
Dharma samsthapanarthaya
Dharma samsthapanarthaya
Sambhavami yuge yuge.
Sambhavami yuge yuge.
The good and noble people in this world are protected. By what? By virtue of their own goodness and nobility. Goodness and nobility have such intrinsic power in them that those people who are given to it, who preserve it, they are nourished by it. Just like the force of gravity which earth has, the law of motion which motion has, these are inner spiritual laws. The physical, chemical, biophysical, biochemical and biological laws are operating in the visible world of matter. Tell me what is the law which operates in the inner world of the mind, in the inner domain of the intelligence, heart. the ego. There are also laws there. Like attracts like is one such law. There is a beautiful poetry which I have sung so many times. I will again sing it. I make no haste, I make delays, for because what avails this eager pace? I stand amidst eternal ways, and what is mine shall know my face. The stars come nightly to the sky, the tidal waves unto the sea. So flows the good with equal law unto the soul of pure delight. So flows the good with equal law unto the soul of pure delight. Let your delight be pure, so you will find good flows to you. Don't make haste, don't make hurry. There are beautiful laws, beautiful laws. Everywhere, everything is taking place under a system, a procedure, an order, a course, a sequence. How many celestial bodies are revolving in their respective trajectories? Do you find that constantly collision takes place? Certainly not. So it's a beautiful law. Not merely visible laws. Invisible laws also are there. The invisible laws cannot be researched into. They can be maximum comprehended by a mature or refined mind. That is what we call the spiritual mind, the spiritually attuned one. So flows the good with equal law unto the soul of pure delight. I stand amid eternal ways, and what is mine shall not find my face. See, whatever is due to me will flow to me. I always say, don't seek love. Demand it or warrant it or deserve it. Don't seek. Warrant it, deserve it. So, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge. Yuga after yuga, I get born again and again. To protect the good and the noble, to destroy the vociferous and the wicked, in order to establish the rule and order of dharma, the very ethics of human life. It is not that Krishna is going to born. Krishna is identifying himself with the I, and that I everyone has. As we have the body, we also have the I. I is inner, body is gross and external, that's all. So that I is the only I that you have. There is no other I. So that I, that spiritual presence, will get born again and again, yuga after yuga, in order to ensure the sustenance of dharma and the downfall of adharma. Anywhere and everywhere you see. The world has already witnessed 2 world wars. I don't know whether there will be one more. Now there is a war taking place between Russia and Ukraine. Perhaps some people thought it's all easy. It's a 1 day or 1 week affair. Just see, it is lingering. Who knows what is going to be the outcome? In the whole process, intrinsically you will find somewhere is the good and somewhere is the bad. Somewhere is the aggression and somewhere is the suffering. We should not think that Krishna is going to be born. Krishna is not at all there. Then again, it is not that. It is a religious or a kshatriya incarnation. This kind of an absurd, this kind of a situation is necessary in many places. Suppose there is an advancement necessary in the field of science. Now we are living. People have already started speaking about the next war will be for water. Who knows? We require a way of life whereby we will not depend upon the fossil oils. We must be able to do our work without this oil. Some other form of energy, utilization of which will not be, harnessing of which will not be detrimental to the world. Something should be there. What is that? People are tapping solar energy. Windmills also are being used. I am of opinion that we must be able to find out a method whereby no harm is done to the atmosphere in running our traffic. Can we not find it out? Can we not think about it? Now by tapping solar energy, apparently nothing, no harm is being done. But we are not able to do it. Why? So suppose a great invention is going to take place, that also should be considered as part of this process. For the welfare of the world, if a particular harmful creation is going to be dispensed with, and we must substitute it with a benevolent one, and somebody is able to deliver it, that man is also a special birth. So in the field of science, in the field of education, in the field of warfare, in all fields of social life, administrative life, such special births will be born. It is not one Krishna getting born in order to set right a distress. Should not take it. Sometimes personal redress is necessary. Collective redress also becomes necessary. So for all these things, this sloka is applicable, is what I feel. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In the 10th chapter, verse number 41, when he discusses about Vibhudi Yoga, he says, Yadyat Vibhudi mat sattvam Srimad Urjidameva va Tattadevava gachatvam Mama Tejomsha Sambhavam. He says that, not that I shall be born yuga after yuga. Yadyat Vibhudimat Sattvam Srimad Urjidameva va. Whenever there is anything great, glorious, stupendous or magnificent, everywhere you will find my glory is implied. Don't you think it's a very open and a public statement? In whatever field it may be, whenever there is anything glorious, powerful, resourceful, magnificent, majestic, excellent and superb, Mama Tejomsha Sambhavam. Understand that it is born of my inner glory, inner brilliance. Understand it so. So it's a very open statement and a widespread statement. Don't limit it to. Everybody will say, Krishna will be born, Krishna will be born. Which Krishna is going to be born? Suppose somebody gets born now, he cannot be a Krishna. He will be identified just like Krishna was identified after Devaki and Vasudeva. The present person will be identified after his parents. So understand the real essence of these statements. Paritranaya was this verse recited? Paritranaya sadhunam
Paritranaya sadhunam
vinashaya cha dushkritam
Vinashaya cha dushkritam
dharma samsthapanarthaya
Dharma samsthapanarthaya
sambhavami yuge yuge.
Sambhavami yuge yuge.
It is a very good consolation, promise and assurance for all the people, especially people who believe in God, who are devotees and look for divine solutions for problems in life. Paritranaya sadhunam
Paritranaya sadhunam
vinashaya cha dushkritam
Vinashaya cha dushkritam
dharma samsthapanarthaya
Dharma samsthapanarthaya
sambhavami yuge yuge.
Sambhavami yuge yuge.
Let us stop. Harihi Om Das. Samvedya varjitamanuttamamehgamadyam samvidpadam vikalanam kalayanmatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarhita kriyam tu kurvan agartrapadamethya samodita shri. Kurvan agartrapadamethya samodita shri. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om Tats. We shall have the concluding Omkara jointly and then depart. Harihi. Harihi Om Tas. Jai Guru. Jai Guru.